While staying at a hotel, a man suddenly realized the building was shrinking daily. To test his hunch, he tied a rope between two walls before bed. To his shock, the rope that had been taut the night before now hung slack. This instant made him sense something was terribly wrong. He rushed out to measure the hallway's length, and discovered walls he couldn't reach with outstretched arms last night. He could now reach them with ease. Realizing the hotel was indeed shrinking, he rushed to alert his coworkers. At this rate, he warned, they'd all be crushed to death. But his colleagues didn't believe him. They told him to stop disrupting work. Guests were waiting for breakfast. Then they pushed him out the door. Kay felt utterly helpless. He hadn't even known how long he'd been trapped in this hotel. On his first day checking in, he'd somehow ended up as the hotel's chef, responsible for cracking eggs every day, and the hotel's bizarre incidents kept happening one after another. That day, Kay was using the restroom when the doorknob suddenly turned violently. An eerie sound followed from outside.
It's a truth, they say. Are you the liberator?
Kay hurriedly explained he wasn't the person they were looking for, but the next second, several large hands suddenly reached inside. This moment left Kay utterly paralyzed with fear. At first, he tried kicking the hands away, but it had no effect whatsoever. Fortunately, when Kay said, "I'm nothing," caused the hands outside to withdraw, but he dared not step out again. Thus, Kay spent the night sleeping in the bathroom. The next day, a colleague came to use the restroom, and finally rescued him from inside. Kay knew he couldn't wait any longer. He asked his colleague where the hotel's exit was, but the colleague said he'd worked at this hotel for 8 years, and had never once stepped outside. Just then, he suddenly saw the front desk clerk walk into the kitchen. Kay immediately prepared to confront them, but the moment he turned, the front desk attendant vanished inexplicably. Realizing this place was no longer safe, Kay sought out the head chef to resign. To his shock, the chef dropped to his knees upon hearing this, pleading for Kay not to leave. He insisted they were a collective, no one could be spared. He then launched into a string of incoherent pleas.
You can't leave now. You're crushing an old man's dream. His very hopes, son.
Seeing the chef weeping so bitterly, Kay reluctantly withdrew his resignation, but a colleague witnessed the scene, mistaking Kay's tears for a ploy to secure a promotion. The colleague refused to speak to him afterward, even kicking Kay out of the dormitory after work that night. Left with no choice, Kay found temporary shelter in a guest room. But just then, chaos erupted in the hotel. The head chef led everyone in a wild dance in the kitchen, while instrumental music blared down the hallway. The noise made Kay feel utterly miserable. The next moment, walls, doors, and windows began shaking violently, with a shatter of glass. The outside sounds abruptly ceased. Kay instantly realized the hotel was shrinking again.